Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we have a very simple project, a bookmark using Red Heart Scrubby Smoothie cotton yarn. This bookmark is super fast to make, and you can use it in your own books or give it as gifts with a book, or just to somebody who loves to read. So I'll get into the supplies and then we'll get into making this fun, simple project. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing this yarn today. I'm using Scrubby Smoothie yarn, and my color in this tutorial that I'm going to share is called Loofah. If you like the other color that I use, this turquoisey light blue color, blue-green color, it's actually called Aqua, so you can use any color that you like. The link is in the description of this video if you want to get the same exact yarn. You can use any thin yarn. You can use a double knitting size yarn, or a sock yarn, a fingering weight yarn, just anything that's thinner so that it can fit between the pages and close the book completely, so that it's not something bulky that's going to keep your book open. So just keep that in mind when you're making this. You can use any thin type of yarn. I am using a G size hook in this tutorial. This crochet hook is from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. It has a hand-carved ergonomic crochet hook handle, and it's fabulous. I share this in every single one of my video tutorials and on Snapchat and Facebook. Just absolutely love the design of this crochet hook. And there are other designs as well on that shop. Check them out, like their page on Facebook, and make sure you're following them so that you can see new products of different wooden pieces, especially these crochet hooks. They sell so fast. But like I said, I'm using a G hook in this tutorial, but you can also go down to an F hook. If you look at these two, this one is smaller, and it's because I used a G hook on this white one, and I used an F hook, a 3.75 millimeter hook on this one. So this one's a little bit smaller, but both will fit in a book and be really nice, and it will close it and keep your spot. Also, you're going to need a yarn needle and a scissors. We're going to cut some yarn and sew in some ends and things like that. And then you're going to want to need some ribbon here. Now, I recommend 5/8 inch. I'm using this Offray ribbon. You can check them out, get the link to get this ribbon in the description of this video. But this ribbon is 5/8 inch, and I'm using this, I don't even know if this has a color, but it says 5/8 inch on here. Just a little bit of ribbon that you'll need. So those are all the supplies you're going to need for this project. Very quick project today, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns. Big thank you to my dad, who is filming and editing this tutorial, and he's going to post it online. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube so you can get the update on when he posts our next video, and hopefully that one will be out very soon. And also make sure you like the pages on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, all the social media. That's all linked in the description of this video, so check it out. Alright guys, let's start and make this cute little bookmark. Let's start out with a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull your long end through and pull those ends just like that. Pull tight. There's your slip knot. You can insert your hook into this loop and then pull your long end and pull tight, just like that, and there's your slip knot. So to start out this project, we need to chain 12. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And what this counts as is these 3 chains right here. Well, the loop on your hook doesn't count as anything. So these 3 chains are going to count as a double crochet. Then the next 4 chains are going to count as a chain 4 space. Then the next 4 chains are also going to count as a chain 4 space. And then this last chain is where we're going to put our stitch. So yarn over, just like this. Yarn over your hook. So I just went underneath, just like that. We're going to go into that very first chain right here. I'm just going to go under the back loop of that, just like that. Yarn over and pull it through. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. Okay, so if you can see here, you'll be able to tell what it looks like later. So you can see there's a stitch there, chain 4 there, 3 chains is a double crochet stitch, and then a chain 4 space right there. So now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3 is our stitch. You can turn your work around and chain 4 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I chained 7. So the chain up 3 is going to count as a stitch. The chain 4 is a chain 4 space. Down here, we are going to skip 4 chains. So this is not a chain right here. This is the actual stitch. So we're going to skip 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into this next chain right here, and you can go under both the top loop, see, the front loop right here, and this back loop right here. Okay? And then we're going to, oh, I'm sorry, we have to make a double crochet. So we're actually going to yarn over first. Skip those 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next chain like this. Yarn over and pull it through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay? And then if you can see there, flip this around, you can see the chain 4 space right there. Okay, so now we're going to continue working that little repeat there. So I like to chain 3 first, 1, 2, 3, then turn my work around and then chain 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next chain, yarn over first, and then go into that chain. Or if you wanted to count up 3 from this side, 1, 2, 3, this third chain is where we're going to work into. So whichever way you look at it, I guess, you can find this chain right here, go in, then yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And there's another space made. So if you can see here, we're making these spaces. Okay, so just repeat that, chain your 7, double crochet in that either third chain up, or just skip 4 chains and go into that next chain. So I like to chain 3, then turn my work around, chain 4 more, then skip my 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, go into the next chain. I know it's a little tedious with these chains. And then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and there's our next space. So now you can see I have 4 spaces made. I need to make 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to repeat this until I have 11 spaces. Now you can end early or keep going as long as you want, but I am going to make 11 spaces. And make sure if you do want to do less or more spaces, you can just end on an odd number of spaces. So either, 9 spaces or 11 spaces or 13 spaces. 15 spaces might get a little long so for a bookmark. So just make sure, see now I have 5 spaces. So I'm going to go on to making 11 spaces total, and once I do that, I'll meet you back up for the next step. Alright, once you have your 11 spaces, or an odd number of spaces, this was what it should look like, just like a little ladder kind of thing. Sweet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is work around this sides, up and around. Okay, so this next step, what we're going to do first is chain 1. Okay, and in this space, so I'm going to turn so you can see that we're working going up this ladder looking thing. We're actually going to turn it to the side now. So we're going to work down this side here. Okay, so we're going to single crochet around this double crochet. So go into the space, around the double crochet, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you want this one to be kind of loose, just like that. Now in the very next space, we are going to put 5 double crochets. So yarn over, go around this chain 3 right here, yarn over and pull through, oops, there we go, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. You know how to make double crochets by now, we've been doing it in this project. So make 5 double crochets around into that space, around that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, oh, got blurry a little bit, there we go, 4, and 5. Okay, so there's 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that space there. Now in this next space right here, around this double crochet stitch, we are going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and that one can be a little tighter. So it looks kind of like a shell right here, okay, just like that. And you can kind of pull it out a little bit to make it more shell-like, and it looks good. And we're just going to repeat that all the way across until the end over here. So let's put 5 double crochets in the next space. 1, here's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then single crochet into this next space right here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. And there's your next shell. Okay, so just repeat that all the way across till the very end here. When I get to this last space, I will come back on because I'll show you how to get across here and then work up the opposite end. Alright, in the last space, you should single crochet around this side. Okay, and now what we're actually going to do is we're going to flip this around and work along this opposite side here. So I'm going to actually slip stitch into these chains across the bottom. So not this one, you can see my slip knot is right there. So not this chain right here, but the very next chain next to it. And you can go in any loop, okay? The ribbon is going to cover this. So any loop, sorry, a little blurry. There we go. Any loop of the chain right there. So then yarn over, pull it through and through the loop on your hook. Now these don't have to be too tight, so don't pull your string or anything. Go on to the next chain right here, any loop, yarn over and pull through and through. Okay. And you should do this in 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now you're across to the other side, so these next 3 chains are considered a stitch. I don't know if you can see them there. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of hard to see, but we are going to do the opposite side. So let's go into the space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops, and that is going to be our single crochet, just like the opposite side has a single crochet. Then hop to this next space right here, opposite of this shell right here. We are going to put 5 double crochets around that, and just continue with our pattern then, doing 5 double crochets in this space, then single crochet in the next space, then 5 double crochets in the next space, and so on, all the way across back to the beginning. And once I am done with that, I'll come back on here, I'll show you what to do next. Alright, when you come back to the end here, you should single crochet in the last space, and then we're just going to go into the very next chain on here, and just like we did on the opposite side, we're going to slip stitch, but I'm just going to slip stitch in this one because you don't actually have to go all the way across because we are done with the crocheting part. So let's go into the chain, yarn over, pull through, and pull through, and this one you can pull tight. And then to fasten off, I usually just chain 1 and cut my yarn, and then pull it through the chain and pull tight, and then I grab my yarn needle and I yarn my needle, and then I sew in this loose end, and you can sew in any ends that you may have. So I just sew it in underneath the stitches just to hide it. Okay, and make sure you stretch it out. Okay, I did notice that I used a G hook for this one, but I made one earlier and it was a little smaller. I must have used an F hook, which is 3.75 millimeters. So if you wanted to use a smaller hook to make this too, you can, or a bigger hook. You can even use an H hook. So this is what it looks like right now. So now we have to grab the ribbon and weave this through. So I have this color ribbon here. This is just a, let's see here, 5/8 inch wide ribbon. Okay, and what we're going to do is, let's see here, we're going to start from underneath. Oh, this is upside down here. So make sure that where you started, right down here, this is where we started our slip knot. Make sure that's at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to start from underneath, going under, going in to the first space up, then going down into the second space, then just weaving it through each chain space all the way up. Okay. Then you should come out the top, coming up. Then what we're going to do is pull enough, wrap this around the back, and then come to this side, and then weave it down the opposite way. Just like this. It is so ridiculously simple. You can make so many of these, give them away, you know, to your book-loving friends. I know for summertime, a lot of people in my neighborhood have signs out that they have super readers in their household, which is fun for kids to keep bookmarks. So make the ribbon their favorite color or something, or their yarn color, the favorite color, and you have a simple bookmark. Perfect. So then you can make this tail down here as long as you want it to be. But there we have it. And then we want to just cut this yarn, or I'm sorry, ribbon, how we want it. Let's see here. I actually wanted to cut it downward, so this way. No, I'm sorry, I'm like in the way. I'm cutting it, the ribbon downward this way. And then downward this way, and just make sure it's even. Oop, that's not even. Okay, I cut yarn way better than ribbon. I just have to snip it. This looks horrible, but you can get the idea. So there's the beautiful bookmark. How easy. Awesome. And then you can kind of just stretch this out to the sides, make sure the shells are really popping, and make sure that the ribbon is, you know, not bunched up or anything. So this one I used with the G hook, but there is one I did earlier which I actually like a little better, and I made that with an F hook. So you can see it's a little bit smaller in size, a little bit shorter across the top here, but still same design, just a different size hook. So you can use any size hook and any size yarn for these bookmarks, and you can make them as many of them as you want. And happy reading, and obviously happy hooking. But before I end, this video, I do want to say a big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn today. Big thank you to my dad back there for filming this tutorial for everyone and posting it up on YouTube as well. And big thank you to you for watching all the time. And thank you so much for, subscribing to our channel. Make sure, if you haven't already, shared my videos. I really appreciate that. And check out my Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. So all of that information is in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. And now, happy hooking!